Hey, pipe friends. It's old tired Piper coming at you this evening. I've been cooking gumbo for about 6.5 hours now. Chicken and sausage, and brothers and sisters, I am beat. Uh, I may have to run over to the stove a minute. I got it coming back to a boil now. I just added my roux, homemade roux, and my vegetables into my chicken stock, and I'm watching it. I'm bringing it back to a rapid boil, and then I'm going to back it back down, let it simmer a minute, then add the chicken and sausage into it. But I'm gonna tell you what, it's a job. I'm making about 3.5 gallons of it to take to the river market. They're having a little gumbo festival, and the lady down there that's over it kind of let it slip her mind, and so she called in a frantic this week. She's got four of us to do gumbos. There's usually about a dozen food vendors there. They're going to judge, have a little contest. So she gave us half of our booth space off, which is $80 a day to stay down there. So, but that's about what I got in the gumbo. So, and it rained part of the day, so we got a half day rain credit. So I didn't have to pay for the booth this week. But I'll tell you what, I've been on my feet. Mike Smoking Briar and I talked today, and of course I was part of that time. I was still chopping peppers and stuff when he called, and but well, we talked a while, and I took a little break there. But I've been at this for about 6 hours or 6.5, and it's I'm ready for it to be over, and I still got about an hour to go probably. I'll go jump in the shower, and while I gradually let it cool. You don't want to cool anything real rapid, but it must maintain a good steady cool down temperature, or it will. That's how people get sick. So very very cautious of that, but it ought to be good. It is truly an authentic Cajun South Louisiana type chicken and sausage. And like I say, I made my own roux. It's my son's recipe. He went to culinary school in Baton Rouge. And of course, he's in New Orleans now. His fiance is from New Orleans. He transferred over there. They're getting married in May. But he is my go-to expert when I need to cook some authentic South Louisiana food, and I've learned a bunch from that boy. I'm proud of him, and he's got me known as the red beans and rice king up here, and I use his recipe. Hold on, let me check this now. I don't want to scorch anything. I'll be right back. Man, I wish y'all could smell it. It's got everything from oregano to thyme to basil to black pepper, garlic. It's got cayenne pepper. Man, it is smelling good over there. Kind of cook my sausage. You want to render them down a little bit. I was out of space, doggone it, on the stove, and I should have done this at the restaurant, but I just didn't have time today. And so I just did the sausage in the oven. You want to cook the fat out of that, the grease. You don't want to add that to it. I don't like to anyway. And of course, I had to make my own chicken stock. They didn't have the little neighborhood market down there around the corner from where we live. Did not have the kind of ingredients that I buy. A lot of times I make a chicken stock, and they didn't have it. So I bought some more chicken down there and then cooked it down and made a really good stock. And then I had brought home chicken from the restaurant that we smoked and seasoned. And then, of course, while I was making my stock, I put the bones back in there, the scraps from the bell pepper and the celery and the onion. I mean scraps. Put it back in there while it's boiling and simmering. And then, of course, you'll strain that. But the smoked chicken bones, throw them back in there. Chicken wings, chicken legs. And then, when you strain it, you got a very pretty chicken stock. And it's going to be out of this world. It's going to be good. I'm not bragging on myself, but honestly, this is the first gumbo I've done, and I got my fingers crossed, and it's going to turn out good. everything he has sent me has been good. I mean, he sent me recipes, and I need to get back to doing that on Cajun po' boys. He sent me recipes on house dressings. We can make everything, even the ranch, thousand, everything. He knows how to do all that. And we did that for a little while, and I just got so busy, we went back to buying it, and I need to start back. And we were making our own croutons for our salads. We need to get back doing that again. And we were making, he's got a chicken noodle soup recipe that's out of this world, and it's, of course, there's nothing Cajun about it, but it's just a good one. It's made with red wine. It's really good, but the problem about being in a diner is you've got expensive ingredients in those, and a small town diner just won't command $7 for a bowl of chicken noodle soup, but or $8, by the time, because it is expensive to make, but it's good. If you were in an upscale restaurant, it would be perfect. And but I make it at home, so I'll be right back. All right, I'm coming. He's going to shoot me tomorrow when he finds out I put the good part about it, he's in New Orleans and I'm in West Monroe, but his recipe didn't call for okra. And I like a little okra in any of my gumbo, whether it be shrimp or whatever, but it is a natural thickener, so you have to be careful with it. But I didn't do any housekeeping. I am smoking a little pot pipe. It's a tinderbox pipe, one that they sell. And I need to ask a question about this. Is this considered, to some of you experts, is this considered a straight grain? Or I don't think it would be a flame grain, but I'm wondering if it's a straight grain. If y'all could help me out on that, man, I'd sure appreciate it. And of course, I love this. Is one of my better smoker pipes, and I bought it on eBay. It was an estate pipe. It had a little scorching around the rim. Of course, that's, Lord, I need to clean it. You can see I've got some residue on it, and of course, I love this honey stem on it. We got a Savinelli that looks very similar to that, but. And in this little joker tonight, I am smoking a blend from Bayou Tobacco on South Acadian in Baton Rouge. We're down there with Nathan and Big Smoking Wolf and Les Calendar and Nathan's wife, Rachel. And this is one of the blends I picked up from there called Jackson. He's got blends named after the parishes. And this is named after Jackson Parish, which is right below us. This is a real nutty, buttery taste. Kind of like a buttery, nutty pistachio. It is fantastic. Ouachita, which is the parish I live in, we call them parishes here in Louisiana instead of counties. Ouachita was a cherry blend, and I just didn't need another cherry blend. I'm kind of down to one cherry blend that I keep on hand, and that's Six Kings from M.A.'s Cherry Vanilla. But no, I'm about to get the hang of this YouTube deal. I had a lot of wonderful responses on the video I did was about my, entitled My Future on YouTube, and just a lot of my good friends in my circle are staying, and thank you for that, man. I'm glad. The people that follow me, my close-knit circle, and I'm with you, and it's good to know y'all are going to be here with me at least for a while. Nobody's going anywhere. And I've got to where I can maneuver around on this thing a little bit. And one of the things I said, checking that gumbo, I don't want to score. One of the things that I had said that I hated the most was not being able to check my inbox. But if you click below on your channel settings, here comes a little deal. You can click on it and go right to your inbox, just like always. And I've had several of my immediate circle friends who has told me that they're having no problems posting on their with their iPhones and whatnot. They changed it. Everything is still there. We just got to try to move around and find it. And there's a couple of features that may turn out to actually be better, in the long run. Like I say, I'm not knocking Vimeo, and I'm certainly understand why some left, but I just couldn't see. Like Nathan Campbell commented, he said, if you don't do it on HD, if you do it on HD, it eats you up in one video, and if you don't, a couple of videos, little 5 or 6 minutes, 7-minute videos, he said, you're gone, and unless you get down to a 360 on your what do you call it, on your video quality, and you get down that low, and you going back to the early 90s, you can't even watch it, So I just don't see it's that good a deal. I mean, I'm gonna hang here. Everything is still here. We just got to find it. They put it in different places, and they haven't forced me to sign up or divulge any information yet. That it's gonna be fine. But anyhow, like I say, I was standing in here in my not bare feet, but in my socks, and my wife, God bless her, she said, why don't you go back there and put on your Crocs? I mean, my feet were killing me. And I said, honey, I know there was a reason I keep you around. I knew there was a reason I hang around you. And I mean, just instant, but I've been standing around here in my socked feet and on this floor, and buddy, it was hurting. Y'all, excuse me, about 10 more seconds. I don't want to scorch. It's sticking to a good medium consistency. I've had to split it off into a smaller pot. And like I say, that okra is going to thicken it up, but it just adds a little something to it. But no, Mike and I had a good visit. We talked and done a lot of bass fishing talk. And it's the first time I've ever talked to Mike on the phone. And come to find out, we're members of the same church and same type church. And so we were able to talk church talk and a lot of bass fishing talk, and he was giving me some pointers in the Carolinas and whatnot. Of course, I told him about some of the fishing down here in Louisiana. The slogan, the nickname for Louisiana is the sportsman's paradise, and I'm about within 25 miles of me. I've got about a dozen nice bayous or lakes or rivers to go fishing in, and you get 50, 60 mile or 70 mile, and it's probably 40 or 50. I mean, it's just tons of water in Louisiana. But lots of good bass fishing here, and he and I talk about different baits. He's sending me some measurements on his cabinet that he built, his pipe rack, and I'm going to try to make one identical. I've always loved that. I called my wife over one day and said, look at that, it looks sharp, and I didn't know, but Mike built that and did a good job. Said Lowe's cut everything for him, helped him with it, and he sent me the measurements. I'm going to do my very best to build one myself. It is great. I've got mine on a bookshelf in the living room, my tobacco, and I've got my pipes. Some of them I've just got kind of stashed away, my cheap pipes I never fool with. Some I've got divided into 3 racks, and I've got some pipe tobacco back there on the bookshelf where the pipe racks are, and I've got some that's in a drawer, some pipe tobacco. I need a central place. But anyway, once again, I've sat here and talked for about 15 minutes is up. I'm going to finish this gumbo, cool it off, and hit the hay. We'll catch y'all a little bit later. I do have a Sutliff review stored. I just need to get it downloaded. Y'all have a good one, and God bless.